live. 30 minutes of news about Liberia, Africa, and beyond. I'm Cecilia Clark, anchoring tonight's edition. These are the top stories we're following. Big boost for Liberian Coast Guard as the government of Liberia, in partnership with the U.S. government, dedicates boat station in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. A one-day meeting aimed at addressing issues in the aviation sector has taken place in Monrovia. In an attempt to resolve double standards in marriages, the National Archives says obtainment of bachelorhood or spinster certificate as prerequisite for getting marriage certificate. And away from Liberia, a senior Somali military commander, Colonel Abdul Salam Sheikh Eden, has died after his vehicle was struck by an improvised explosive on the southern outskirts of Mogadishu. These plus many more interesting stories, all packaged for your viewing. We take a short break to be right back. Thanks for rejoining us. We take our first development. President George Manawia has dedicated a boat station in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. The facility was constructed by the United States government and will be used by the Liberia Coast Guard. The boat station dedication is part of a series of activities leading to the 61st Armed Forces Day celebration on Monday, February 11. Speaking at the program, United States Ambassador to Liberia, Christine Eder, said the expansion of the Coast Guard boat station beyond the free port of Monrovia is a significant milestone toward enhancing the security of the state.
So we are committed to continuing the development of Liberia's Coast Guard so that you can better patrol and protect all of Liberia's territorial waters. But to accomplish that goal of continuing the reach, Liberia needs to expand beyond just the free port of Monrovia and Buchanan, eventually establishing a presence in Greenville and in Harper. However, to do this, we've got to keep the Liberia Coast Guard strong and growing, and it will require a sustained commitment on the part of government and the legislature in terms of budget to be able to maintain that progress as you go forward so it can be built upon in the extension to these other areas so that you cover the entire coast of the country. The United States knows President Weah takes no responsibility more seriously than ensuring the safety of your citizens, the security of Liberia's key economic and infrastructure installations, and the protection of Liberia's borders. So please know we will continue to support you in that endeavor and remain committed to the security and prosperity of Liberia.
Also speaking at the program, Defense Minister Daniel Ziakan expressed appreciation to the U.S. government for the support to the Coast Guard, noting that the unit remains a critical commitment that's competent in protecting the territorial integrity of Liberia's maritime.
Madam Ambassador, I want to take this time to extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to you for allowing us to enjoy this facility. More often than not, we pay a lot of attention to our land forces component of the defense sector. Our maritime domain remains a great target for us to look at. And it is a tactical priority for us. For now, we can go from Monrovia to Buchanan, and then we can increase our tactical and operational footprint from here to the port of Greenville. I look forward to us working together for us to develop the port of Greenville and the port of Harper. I want to thank the engineers and our sailors who work here tirelessly to get this work done. So the Chief of Staff, I need not remind you about the tactical, the professional usage of this facility and the maintenance. We will work together to protect the territorial integrity of Liberia, and that includes the maritime domain. I want to take this time to applaud all of my sailors who have been working, but we have not had that platform to extend our footprint. We will work with other security apparatus to increase our tactical, operational, and also to look at our interoperability for the security of our maritime domain. Mr. President.
For his part, the Coast Guard Commander John Whaley promised that the Coast Guard will do all it can in line with its mandate to curtail illegal crimes in Liberia.
As law enforcement mission that we carry on, as well as military responsibilities, to be able to curtail illegal crimes on the waters, we at Liberian Coast Guard mandated to carry on these duties, where we use the opportunity to interdict illegal fishing and other violators on the Liberian waters. In keeping with this, the Liberian Coast Guard has gone a long way with the help of the United States government in developing the Liberian Coast Guard from a lower strength to a higher strength, wherein there are a lot of constructions. Beginning from today, this new boathouse and previous one, as the previous boathouse at boat station Freeport, LCG headquarters, and living quarters, and also other contributions with respect to equipment, boats, that we have benefited from in order to make us perform our duty as per with respect to the National Defense Act.
Stakeholders in the aviation sector Wednesday held a meeting to discuss issues and challenges affecting the sector. High ticketing prices and the difficulties in obtaining visa, among others, are key issues affecting the growth of the sector. According to Transport Minister Samuel Wulu, the multi-stakeholders meeting is key to the forward march of the sector.
If you're asking me whether we have some issues with challenges with aviation in Liberia, I think that speaks directly to that. Every time we travel, most agencies, at least government agencies, the ticket prices here are so high. The prices we impose on tickets are high. I've had conversations with almost every stakeholder concerning the price of ticket and what we levy on the tickets. Some people leave here, or most people leave here, like my brother said, buy tickets online, or go away to Accra and other places and buy the tickets and travel from there. We have issues with obtaining visas in Liberia. There are people traveling to Schengen countries that must fly to Abidjan or Ghana to get the visa. So they will go to those countries. While there, if and when they get the visa, they buy tickets from there and then fly on to the final destinations. I grew up in Nigeria where you had a lot of airlines. Zambia Airways and many other airlines coming to Nigeria. Now today, we can only boast a few. We are proud to be partners with Desmond Brussels that have stood before us all these many years. Kenya Airways, Sky Airlines, African World Peace Airlines, and all of the different airlines. We've come today to begin a conversation, to hear from our stakeholders, particularly those persons who sell the tickets, those persons who run the small airlines, those persons who run the big airlines, to gauge where we are as an industry, as a country, as a people. Where are we in the industry?
Meanwhile, the Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority, Emmanuel Nukwe, said they are putting into place some stringent implementation measures to help address some of the issues affecting the sector.
Fantastic in keeping with the Civil Aviation Act of 2006, is charged with the regulatory oversight of the entire aviation sector of Liberia. By this, LCA is to ensure the stringent implementation of ICAO standards and regulatory practices in terms of the execution of critical elements of safety oversight system and aviation security oversight system. There are 8 critical elements in safety and security respectively. Safety critical elements are 1. Primary aviation legislation, 2. Specific operating regulations, 3. State aviation system and safety oversight functions, 4. Technical qualification and training, 5. Technical guidance, tools, and the provision for safety critical information, 6. Licensing, certification, authorization, and approval obligations, 7. Supplement obligations, and 8. Resolution of safety concerns.
At the same time, the Civil Aviation Authority boss, Mr. Nukwe, has outlined some of the challenges facing the sector.
Air transport bridges gap between nations and peoples, stimulates economic growth and development. It makes travel convenient and boosts trade. Ensuring air transport connectivity in Liberia, domestically and internationally, will therefore go a long way in ensuring all economic growth and development. But the problems of distances and limited connectivity are closely linked to air traffic volume and infrastructure in terms of domestic airports in the newer counties. This is also tied to the overall economic growth of Liberia and decentralized investment attracted by private capital in rural Liberia to stimulate domestic air transport. Lack of strong regulatory mechanism as a point of discussion. Our presentation on this, Mr. Minister, taking into account that the government of Liberia by creating the Independent Civil Aviation Authority has already taken significant steps towards strong regulatory framework. However, as indicated in addressing the issue of safety and security, the LCA is working with ICAO Regional Office to address the deficiencies in our regulatory system.
The Ministry of Commerce has completed all 69 ECOWAS tender aimed at validating products brought into the country. According to Commerce Minister Wilson Tape, these tenders are to be made public shortly in an official gazette by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Minister Tape made the assertion Tuesday in an ELBC interview.
And we inherited an institution that did the best it could given the situation existing then. We also experienced a situation where my predecessor, in spite of all of the challenges, the difficulties, my predecessor faced, he left an institution that is highly structured, properly documented, meaning that all of the procedures, the standard operating procedures, all of the methods of doing anything in the entire governmental structure, the Ministry of Commerce is, and I said I'm sure, is the only institution where you can pick up a document and it can tell you how to work as a messenger.
You feel that is undebatable?
It's structure, no. You can't compare that. So I had to give him credit for that. They did a good job in doing that. Now, with respect to other operational aspects, again, they did what they did based on the conditions prevailed. For us, we have to take it from there. Because if they didn't work hard to prepare the institution, we would not have made it the way it is. So, in spite of the difficulties, I would say they did a very good job. Our responsibility was...
Liberia's Commerce Minister Wilson Tape, the Communication Director at the Center for National Documents and Records Agency, Kapi Nuri, says the recent enforcement of the bachelor's certificate process at the National Archive is to discourage the constant improper divorce by many people. According to him, the process started September of 2018, but it has not been it has been reinforced due to the drastic drop in price from 150 United States dollars to now 50 United States dollars. He said the new prices will now serve as a prerequisite to obtaining marriage certificate or documents. The ICAS communication boss spoke when he appeared on the Super Morning Show Wednesday.
Yes, that's the newest angle, but it started last year. And
so before you get married,
you obtain the single status certificate, the bachelorhood certificate, the spinster. The bachelorhood for men, the spinster for women.
So now, people have been wondering, and the question has been coming over and over: why make it a prerequisite for getting married?
It's very simple. It's something you yourself can attest to, if I would say. But there's this issue of people getting married and they want to remarry without going through divorce process. So they will run to the archives for marriage certificate. And under the law, if you marry and you're attempting to remarry without divorce, it's bigamy. And it's a crime. So what we notice that we will ask you what you're doing is wrong, and we'll forward you to the Ministry of Justice for onward prosecution. It's not good for our society. It's something we need to discourage.
So why not impose that law?
Meanwhile, Capi Nure has been outlining some of the challenges facing the National Archives, making key reference to low budgetary allotment, among others, which he noted is slowing down their operations.
Challenges, budgetary constraints we are experiencing, lack of adequate professional and well-trained archivists and library scientists to efficiently perform archival, public record, and library functions. These are some of the challenges: lack of national record center to host documents and records from the government ministries and agencies. There are so many challenges. So we're coming up with a stakeholder meeting. Hopefully it will be in March, the 31st of March. We will be having a stakeholder meeting, and within that stakeholder meeting we'll talk about our 5-year strategic plan that we develop.
If you're just joining us, it's a reminder that you are watching LNTV News Live, and these are the top stories. Big boost for Liberian Coast Guard as the government of Liberia, in partnership with the United States government, dedicates boat station in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. A one-day meeting aimed at addressing issues in the aviation sector has taken place in Monrovia. In an attempt to resolve double standard in marriages, the National Archives says obtainment of bachelorhood or spinster certificate as prerequisite for getting marriage certificate. And away from Liberia, a senior Somali military commander, Colonel Abu Salam Sheikh Eden, has died after his vehicle was struck by an improvised explosive on the southern outskirts of Mogadishu. We take a short break to be right back. Many thanks for rejoining us. The Ministry of Education has pledged its fullest support to the national debate competition. Evidence of said endeavor is the commitment by the ministry to place the program on its incoming national budget agenda. According to Deputy Minister Alexander Dopo, the initiative is laudable and should be supported to the core. He spoke when the group Youth for Change certificated its adjudicators ahead of the National Educative Debate program last week.
We encountered Ivan and his colleagues. We decided to take this thing by the horn and run with it, because this is a very good initiative. And also we decided our next budget year that the ministry will include this program. One of the line items, you know, yes, they already. Well, you know, the lawyers are already here. And this is where you now, as Ivan said, you were once in this program, and you continue to remain in this program. But now you are going to uphold the integrity of this program. And we depend on you highly. You are going in these counties, and you know many times the students never lost. Somebody got to cheat them. And then you got to, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, and also convince us that your judgments, you know, that you've made.
At the same time, two of the adjudicators promised to work in the interest of the system. According to both Vavi Holmes and Charlene Bromsky, they will work to ensure the goals of the program are achieved.
He has come to do something extraordinary. I'm sure he just doesn't want to be remembered for doing another educational program, but for doing a program that makes a difference and a perpetual difference in our own society. So I'd like to thank you, and I want to say, as always, you know, we've come very close with the vision, and we're standing with you, standing by you to ensuring that all of your goals are ultimately achieved.
Is his ability to dream big, and two is his persistence. Alex had this is a small little mustard, a small seed, but when you even have the smallest seed, the smallest dream, when you plant it, when you believe in it, and when you believe in that dream, you will do everything you take to make sure that you nurture that seed so it grows into something divine. And this is what this man has done with something small, because I was part of the very beginning stages, and I see where he has brought it to. So awesome that you dream so big and persistent.
Meanwhile, former most valuable player of the competition, the Sattar Sharif, has termed as historic the decentralization of the program across the country. Sattar used the occasion to encourage the adjudicators to work well in the interest of the future of Liberia leaders.
This is historic for a fact that the National Debate Championship will go to 15 counties of Liberia. I remember in 2016, it was just Monserrado, but now in 2019, we're talking about the 15 counties. It means if you are a student in Maryland, you are a student in Grand Deer County, you get to experience the same intellectual activities that we had here in Monserrado over the years. And this is something that I hope we can all embrace. And it's something that will continue to encourage, all thanks to the young Alex Ivan and the young Neoswa. She didn't call him old Neoswa. But I think U14 for a fact have an amazing team that has been working. Sometimes I sit and say, you know, so you work, you don't get anything at the end of the month, just their little secret. And then you put so much passion into it. It tells you that the team here at U14 is so passionate about it.
Deputy Minister for TVET, Peter Barman, says government is exerting all efforts to train and empower the Liberian youth. Deputy Minister Bayman said empowering young people is cardinal to the growth of the Liberian economy. Mr. Bayman spoke Tuesday when about 260 graduating students from the Business Domestic Occupational Training Center ended their respective internship programs at the SKD Sports Complex in Painesville.
I'd just like to speak to the management here, the director and her team, that thank you for a job well done. Sometime in November, when you came to us and said that all the campus training has ended, and it is about time that we send our students, our trainees, on internship. You are demonstrating to us that BDOTC is not only committed to in-class or on-campus training, but you are committed to creating an avenue, creating that environment where our trainees can have a better job, where they can be absorbed by the larger society after the training. And I think we accepted your request because we thought that this would be a very good initiative that will give the students the hands-on experience in corporate, in hospitality management, in hairdressing, and the rest of it. And we also thought that accepting your request to send the students on internship is in line with the proper agenda for prosperity and development of our dear President, Dr. George Manuel Weah. We all know that Pillar 1 of the President's proper agenda for prosperity and development speaks about giving power to the people. And we at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, headed by our dynamic minister, Honorable D. Zioga Wilson, is committed to delivering, we are committed to delivering on this first pillar.
At the same time, Assistant Minister for TVET, Malais Sharif, warns the students consider the opportunities provided them as cardinal to transforming their livelihood. Mr. Sharif called on the students to always remain loyal to those assigned to oversee their work. Well, we'll go back to this story. At the same time, Assistant Minister for TVET, Malais Sharif, warns the students consider the opportunities provided them as cardinal to the transforming of their livelihood. Mr. Sharif called on the students to always remain loyal to those assigned to oversee their works. Well, we cannot get our hand on that clip, so we go straight to foreign news. And away from Liberia, a Somali senior military commander was killed in a powerful roadside explosion near the capital Mogadishu Tuesday, last 2 months, after several other senior officers were killed in the same area by an improvised explosive device, military officials confirmed to VOA Somalia. Colonel Abdul Salam Sheikh Eden died after his vehicle was struck by an improvised explosive device shortly after leaving a military base in Danani on the southern outskirts of Mogadishu. Eden was deputy commander of the 12th April Division, one of the biggest military sectors in Somalia. A second officer, Colonel Abdulharim Jamel Musi, who was in charge of the finances for the 1st Battalion of Somali Army, was also killed in Tuesday's explosion. The death of the two officers came exactly 2 months after two senior military commanders, including Eden's predecessor, were killed by IED in the same country. The Al-Shabaab militant group claimed responsibility for the attack. Well, viewers, this is how we come to the end of tonight's edition of LNTV News Live. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. Big boost for Liberian Coast Guard as the government of Liberia, in partnership with the U.S. government, dedicates boat station in Buchanan, Grand-Bassa County. A one-day meeting aimed at addressing issues in the aviation sector has taken place in Monrovia. In an attempt to resolve double standard in marriages, the National Archives says obtainment of bachelorhood or Spencer certificate as prerequisite for getting marriage certificates. And away from Liberia is senior Somali military commander Colonel Abdul Salam Sheikh Eden has died after his vehicle was struck by an improvised explosive on the southern outskirts of Mogadishu. Many thanks to the entire news team for making this edition a success. Many thanks to you, our valued viewers. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Cecilia Clark. I anchored. Good night.
National Toiletries Incorporated, Liberia-owned and reliable